It's Andrea here from Aspiring Businesswomen. I hope you're well tonight, and sorry for another late one, but it's how I roll. Right, so I wouldn't be much of a fabulous founder of ABW if Claire and I didn't give you top tips on how to effectively network with ABW. Now, there's so many different dimensions of this. However, the first thing that you've got to say is networking is connecting. It's connecting with people. It is putting yourself out there. It is chatting. That's all it is. At the end of the day, it's just chatting. But to network effectively online is something that I think a lot of people struggle with. They think, if I'm not selling myself and if I'm not pushing my product or my service, how do I do it? How do I get sales? How do I make it effective for me? The connection is weak again. So how do you do this? Well, you've got to be smart about it. What you will find is, if you've been with ABW for a while, you will notice that the strongest networkers who joined right at the beginning of ABW, who are still members, the reason that they are not networking as heavily online anymore, hi Natalie, is because they are so successful right now, because they networked their heart out right at the beginning. Kirsty, you're a prime one for that. You were with ABW right at the start. In fact, me and you, girl, nearly started it, if you remember rightly. So you've got to put yourself out there constantly, and it's not necessarily about putting yourself out there and selling. It's about putting yourself out there and helping and sharing and commenting wherever you can. Number one, it's about making yourself a professional in your industry, the expert in your industry. People like Cara Wesson, who is an accountant in the group, again with us pretty much from the beginning, is absolutely on fire with her business, employing now. And if I remember rightly, right at the beginning, she wasn't as big as what she is now, because she networked effectively. Anytime anybody had a question and she got tagged in, she would be right on there answering that question. It's all about making yourself an authority on a subject. So most of the time, I won't lie, if people are talking about any kind of tanning or that kind of thing, I'll be the person tagged into it, or I'll be the person answering it as much as I possibly can. You know that I am a spray tanner because I tell you all the time. I don't push it and I don't sell it. I just tell you what I do and how I do it and why I do it and what makes me do it. And that's all we're looking for from all of you. Wendy Walker is another prime one who was with us right from the beginning, and she's flying. And again, they hardly ever hit base now on the page, not because they don't want to, but just because they've done it so successfully, because they have answered every question, because they have been there at every point that they possibly can. And I'm not saying be on there 24 hours a day, because who's got time for that? Nobody has, although I know a lot of people think that I do post an awful lot on the group. I don't do it 24 hours, I promise. It just seems like that. So be there. Help, share. If somebody's got a problem, give them your opinion, or at least say to them, hi guys, yeah, I'm really sorry I can't help you with this one, but I am watching out of interest, or if you need anything, yada yada, that kind of thing. Hi Alison, hi Lisa. So put yourself out there. The more that people see your little face appear on comments and in posts, the more people will recognise you. And it's much like being at school. Do you know when, I don't know if any of you have got kids or if you remember, but you always know people's full name. Like, so when you meet them at, hi Kay, when you meet them at meetings, you're like, you're Kay Oliver. You're Kirsty Fisher. Because we remember the whole thing. We remember your little face and we remember your name. So another top tip will be coming is about profile pictures. So yes, speak online. You can just be as effective networking online as you are at meetings. And I know I've said this before, and I probably came across a bit grumpy last time I said it, but I've hired people and I've got people to help me out in my businesses without ever meeting them, because I've met them online and they've represented themselves really well because they look like an expert in their field, if that makes sense. So every time Sarah Banks is a prime one, and I will like big her up big style every time I talk about her, because every time I get her to do some work for me, it's done promptly, it's done beautifully, it's done perfectly. And I knew that about her from the minute I saw her on our Facebook page. Like, I knew she was the right person to work with because I could see the way she was representing herself online. So, represent yourself positively. Be the expert in your arena. I know there's some of us that probably still feel a little bit like we're fakes in our business, like we are businesswomen pretending to run a business, you know? You still feel like you're not quite you got to have that confidence in yourself, confidence in what you're doing, confidence in your ability. You might not know everything, but the fantastic thing about the Aspiring Businesswomen group is that we have access to knowing everything. There's probably not one question that not one of us has the answer to. Do you know what I mean? There's always going to be somebody who'll be able to help us out, whether it be with accountancy, whether it be with social media, whether it be with purchasing premises, where, you know, just everything. There's always somebody to help you out. So utilize the group in that way, and please don't worry if you can't get to meetings. Please don't think that you're missing out if you can't get to meetings, even if you are far, far away from us. You know, we still value your opinion, your skills, your expertise, but we need to see you online. So please, 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 if you are networking online, now don't sell yourself. You don't have to, but tell us about yourself. Don't be posting things about sales or whatever with your product. We don't need to see that, because all we care about is the person behind the product and the person behind the service. We want to know what you do, and do you do it well. It's as simple as that. And the great thing about networking online is that you've got, when you become an official member, obviously, of ABW, you have this directory that you can log into on the website. So if you are looking to connect to people on a more personal level and you want to DM them without spamming them, then simply you go in, you log in there, you type in the search engine what you're looking for, who you're looking for. Do you need a solicitor? Do you need, there's just everything. You know what we've got here. Do you need a crafter? Do you need a spray tan girl? Do you need, somebody who, do you need a confidence coach? There's something for everybody. So you can go there directly and DM them. You can email them. You can find them on Facebook, because they're all in that directory online. It's fabulous. Please use it. So I digress, but please network effectively. Get your name out there. Tell us what you do. Come on the live thing. Look at me now. I've been doing it every day for a wee while now. You must be proud of me. It is a little bit terrifying every time, but you got to push yourself a little bit. We want to see your face. We want to hear from you. What is technology and what is networking in this day and age if we can't utilize it like this? Hi Tracy. Hi Rani. I hope you're all well. The connection is weak constantly. It falls in and falls out. I hope you're all well. If you need any other help, if you need anything else with regards to networking tips with ABW or anybody else, confidence coaching, just a little bit of advice, please feel free to message us. And I hope you have a lovely Monday night. Forgot what day it was, and I'll speak to you all later. Thank you for those who managed to come to the meeting today.